So GMC Properties started in, let's see now, I gotta date myself a little bit here. I guess it was right before we got married, Terry and I, so it's probably 2003 or so. Two of my close friends that are in construction, project management, down in DC and New York, we were always talking about different deals and so forth. So they came up with this great deal where we could buy our first form of real estate. And the first form of real estate that I invested was in parking spaces in a condominium garage. So they were building new condos in DC, and we bought the parking spaces because they weren't deeded to the units upstairs. And we figured if someone's buying an apartment, they're going to need a parking space, right? So we didn't really have too much money to spare at that time. Terry and I had saved money for our wedding. So I went to her and I said, I think we should invest in parking spaces, and we should use the money for our wedding to invest in real estate. And this is pretty much where you know if someone's on board with you 150%, right? Because you're going to her, and the most important thing in a woman's life is probably planning the wedding and so forth. And she was like, if you think that's what's best for us in the long term. And so we did that, and it worked out very well. And that was the start of GMC Properties. So when we made the money from the parking spaces, the conversation was first, obviously, do you go and spend it and go on a vacation and do this stuff, right? But we decided to reinvest it back and expand our real estate holdings. So we took the money we made from that and we purchased more property. The next one we purchased was down in South Carolina. So that's how it started to go. And for me, I enjoy numbers and analysis and spreadsheets, so it's something that I looked at as really a hobby. It started, and I looked at it as a retirement play, because as independent business owners and CEOs, you don't have a pension. So when you retire, you don't have anything that's going to be there, and I don't expect Social Security to actually be there at the time. You have to kind of ignore that. So the real estate was put into place as a retirement plan and to just deliver money from cash flow to us on a monthly basis that could help support us. And then it just kind of kept expanding on the side, and we continued to invest. And then I started to take on, I had people asking me, would you take on outside investors? So we started to make deals with people to take on outside investors and help them with their real estate holdings and stuff. So, but again, I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed doing numbers of properties and looking at rents and so forth. So it grew to the point of where we had at one point, I think, between 60 to 70 doors. And at the time that all of Eye Academy and Uppercut came, I had to make a choice on, am I going to keep growing GMC Properties, or am I going to put my energy and time into Uppercut and Eye Academy and the future expansion of things? So I've kind of not taken on any investors at this point for a few years so that I could gain that time back to focus on some bigger things. I still have the properties. I've done some group investing with Grant Cardone of Cardone Capital, and that's worked out very well. So I'm still getting money every month and stuff for my real estate things that I have, and it's just a nice buffer to have, So it's something that everybody should consider on how you could save and invest for the future.